If I could sit down with my 16-year-old self, the first thing I would tell her is this: knowing your value isn't always enough, because deception doesn't show up looking like danger. Sometimes it shows up looking like trust. I didn't grow up empty. I had a sense of self. I had boundaries. And I truly believed those boundaries would protect me from predators. But what I didn't understand is that manipulation is a different kind of threat. You can know your worth and still be deceived. Not because you're weak, but because you trust people with the same honesty and purity that you trust yourself with. And that's not misplaced value. That's unforeseen risk that no one warned me about. Looking back, I realized my story didn't begin at 16. At least the story revolving around the realm of intimacy and relationships, romantic relationships. The battle had started long before that. But my love life, in connection with government assistance, those two things were connected far more than I actually realized. What I learned is this: the struggle with government assistance isn't just about financial hardship or financial literacy. There's an emotional and spiritual battle underneath. When your innocence is stolen, when love becomes confusion, when manipulation feels like affection, it can reroute your entire life into systems you never planned to be in. I didn't realize how blurred the lines can get when you grow up around dysfunction. How easily sin can look normal. How a surface level of understanding God makes deception feel like love. And intimacy, listen, intimacy carries spiritual weight. Consent doesn't erase impact. Soul ties are real, and trying to walk away from the wrong person becomes a spiritual fight and not just a physical decision. And when a child is involved, the weight of that decision multiplies. If I could go back, I would protect my purity, build my life, and discover who I was before attaching myself to someone. But now I see how emotional wounds, my spiritual battles, and my financial decisions were all connected. I didn't know the choices I made out of ignorance, brokenness, would impact my financial freedom, my stability, and the whole direction of my life. I didn't know that emotional wounds could lead you into financial systems you were never prepared for. Systems like Section 8, welfare, and government assistance. That's why I wrote Building Credit While Living on Section 8. Not just to teach finances, but to expose what happens when you try to build a life on a broken foundation. Because I had to learn the hard way that spiritual brokenness affects your finances too. I created a choose your price deal this week for the digital products that I have. Check it out. The link will be in the description.